ABC's 911 is a show that everyone's talking about. We are gearing up for the season 8 mid-season finale. We have Oliver Stark and Aisha Hinds here to chat all about it. Thank you both so much for your time today.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us,
You,
Rudy.
it's been an exciting 7 season, and season number 8 just kind of just blew my mind. It has been a lot for both of your characters. I mean, let's just talk a little bit. I mean, Aisha, I'll go ahead and ask you first. What has this season been like for you, and the audience response?
This season has been riveting. I get the privilege of being a part of it and making it, but I also get the privilege of being an audience member, and so even from the first episode, I too was like sitting there, bated breath, anticipating like, what is it going to be on screen? We shot all the moving parts of it, but then like, what is it going to be? And then you see Angela Bassett landing an airplane, and so it was really, really nice. But then it was marketed with all these bees, and then they flip the script on us, and then we see this big airplane drama, and and then we see the flashback of her life, and then my family, trying to forge our family together and having to deal with, Councilwoman Ortiz putting up stops at every turn, but then us finally like fighting, fighting, fighting and being a family in the end. And so it's been great. It's been fast-paced, moving, but also having those moments where you can, really have those tender heartwarming times where even then your heart is pulsating because you're hoping for the best for these characters.
Oh, and speaking of hoping for the best, I mean, obviously, Buck and Tommy, that was one of the storylines we were following on the season. A lot of people, maybe some new viewers, to the show and in that storyline. I mean, what's that been like, for you and some of the hope that people had for the two of you?
Yeah, it's been really lovely, you know. Listen, we've been making the show for a long time, and it's such a refreshing thing to see that the audience is still invested in these characters. They still care about if they're happy or if they're not, or where their story's going to go. So, yeah, last week we saw Buck and Tommy's relationship come to an end, but Buck is still on this journey, and he's still going to be looking for love both within himself and outwardly. And listen, this is the mid-season finale, so we're only halfway through this season. So
Yeah.
there's plenty of twists and turns, I'm sure, left ahead for his story.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pause. I don't feel like it's the end just yet. I mean, that's just me speaking as a viewer, but we'll see what happens, right?
We'll see what happens. There you go.
And Aisha, obviously, happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate that, Rudy.
Anything fun that you do with with the cast and whatnot, or something special that they do for you for that special day?
They don't care.
Nah.
No, I'm joking. No, funnily, we actually stopped working just before the day before my birthday. But every year they've always been super supportive. Sometimes they bake amazing cakes in our makeup trailer that I love, my
Yeah.
favorite, chocolate cake. And they've been great. We hang out, they celebrate me, they take great pictures of me, they send me beautiful
This
words
year,
and
our gift to
messages.
you was a break, was
That
time away.
that's it.
There you go.
And
You're
I
welcome.
couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
And yet here we are.
That's one of
And
the
yeah,
best gifts you could give. So time off, right?
There you go.
Oliver, we had Uncle Buck yesterday. We had Buck taking over some uncle duties. Talk a little bit about that because I think people want to see a little bit more of that. That was one of the big trending things that we got to see after last night's episode.
Yeah, I love that aspect of the show, going all the way back to season one. Buck has always been great around kids and lights up around them. So anytime I get the opportunity to work with Haley and Bailey, who are the twins who play G, it's such a joy, and they have grown up on the show. They were really, really young when they first were introduced, and year by year we get to see them grow up. So it's such a joy for me, and I love seeing that aspect of Buck's personality. So I'm right there with you. The more of that, the better.
Yeah, and also too, one of my favorite '80s movies is called Uncle Buck with John Candy and Macaulay Culkin.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a remake. I'm sensing an
Slightly
option.
different. Slightly different. Yeah, 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 yeah,
A little bit
yeah.
different, but my wheels are
All
turning.
right, all right.
Aisha, let's talk a little bit about Hen and Karen and what we're seeing. So far they've been through a lot this season and kind of where we're kind of gearing up to this mid-season finale.
yeah, they have been through a lot, but it's so beautiful. I had the opportunity to talk to the real moms of some of our children, and talk with them, and we did some interviews. And Declan, who plays Denny, his mom, Denisha, she said something about the family unit and how it seems like their struggle, is so intense. It's like, you give them things and it's like you're just pulling them back. It's like, what do you call this thing?
A slingshot.
Slingshot. It's like a
I
slingshot,
got
like a slingshot. It's like you continue to put the tension on them as a family, and they continue to just prevail. And when it goes forward, they put love into the world. And so they're challenged and challenged and challenged to kind of keep their family together. And they continue to just, prevail each time. And it is because of the abundance of love that they have for one another, and the belief that they will do whatever it takes, to continue being a family.
That is amazing. And then final thing here. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of fans of the show, following, but also a lot of first responders that watch it as well too. Whether you meet them in person or messages you get on social media from some of those viewers. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, listen, it's we always try and strike this balance, between showing what their job really entails, but it's also not a documentary, so sometimes we take some artistic liberty, let's call it. But I hope they know and appreciate that it is all done with the aim of paying tribute to what they do, and we're hugely grateful for them and for the opportunity to kind of, portray some small aspect of what their lives entail.
Wonderful. Well, Oliver, Aisha, thank you both so much for your time today. 911 Thursdays on ABC. Catch it on Hulu the following day. And I cannot wait to watch how this season wraps up. This season wraps up, and continuing the journey with you guys.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you
Rudy. We
very
appreciate it.
Thank you.